This is going to be a fast review of the answers for the study guide for area and perimeter. At the top, you can see I put the area formulas, which the kids will also get on the test. The area for rectangles, length times width, triangle, half times the base times the height. Parallelogram is just base times height. And then trapezoid, I wrote it both ways, either half of the height times base 1 plus base 2, or base 1 plus base 2 times the height divided by 2. So let's start moving, and here's our first problem. The perimeter is 25 centimeters. I want to know how long side S is. Since perimeter is the distance all the way around, I add 11 plus 5 is 16. Take that away from 25, and I get 9 centimeters. Moving on. Almost the same exact kind of problem, except this time I started with the trapezoid, but it really doesn't matter because perimeter is the distance all the way around. So if I add 7 and 7, I'm at 14, plus 5 is 19 out of 28. That leaves me 9 inches left for V. I'm having a hard time getting it to line up. Stop there. How many 1 square foot tiles to cover the floor here? Well, is this an area or perimeter problem? Covering, which tells me it's area. Area of a rectangle is width times length. So 12 times 8 is 96 square feet. But the question asks me how many 1 square foot floor tiles. Since they're exactly 1 square foot and I need 96 square feet, I just need 96 tiles. How much wood would I need to make a picture frame? For my friend from The Incredibles, if I'm making a picture frame, I'm really wanting to go around the shape, so I need a perimeter. So I got 3.5 plus 3.5, because this side down here would also be 3.5, and this side would be 5, plus 5, plus 5. Well, for me, I see a half plus a half. That's 1 whole. And then I just have to add the other numbers together. 3 plus 3 is 6. 5 plus 5 is 10. 6 plus 10, 16. Plus this one right here, 17 inches. Not nearly as bad as you thought it was going to be. How much fence does the farmer need to go around his field? Since I'm going around, it must be a perimeter kind of problem, so I don't even care about this height on the inside. But I do need to label all my sides, so the bottom's going to be 150 and this side's going to be 60. 150 and 150 is 300. 260s would be 120. Add them together, 420 feet to go around. Next one. Joe ran 3 laps of the track. How far did he run? If you're going around a track, again, it's perimeter, so I need to get all my numbers on all the sides. Add them up. 250 plus 250 is 500. 75 and 75 is 150. Add them together, and that's 650. But when I look back in the question, he's going around the track 3 times, so I need to take that times 3. 0, 15, 18, 19, 1,950 feet. Make sure you always read the entire question to see if you need to do something double or triple. The numbers below were all in blocks. If Mary walked the dogs around the shape below, how many blocks did she walk? Since I've read it, now I'm going to pull it up just a little bit so I can see all my numbers. So if you're just walking dogs, all you're doing is going all the way around. That's a perimeter problem. So let's just start grabbing numbers. 20 plus 4 is 24. 6 and 4, there's a 10. 9 and 4, 13. 8 and 4 is 12. Add them up. 4, 7, 9. 2, 3, 4, 5. 59 blocks is how far Mary walked. Going to the next one. How many square feet will Mom need to carpet the hall and kitchen below? Well, when you think about carpeting, when people put carpeting down, they usually put it so it covers an entire area. This shape happens to be one of those multi-shape ones, so we're actually going to have two rectangles. So I'm going to cut it right here. And since I cut down into this 21 side, it's really not 21 anymore. It's 11 in this part right here, which I would assume is probably the kitchen. And since this 10 is up here, it's also 10 right there in that part. So now since I'm doing area, I need to find the area of the big rectangle, 16 times 11, which is 176. And the area of the hallway here, which is 4 times 10, is 40. 176 plus 40 gets me to 216 square feet. Moving on, what's the area of this shape below? Well, first off, I need to know what kind of shape it is. It's a parallelogram. And to find the area of a parallelogram, I want base times height. My base is what I'm sitting on. The height is how tall it is, not what the diagonal lean is. So I got 8.4 times 3.7, 28, 56, 58. Marco Polo, 12. 24, 25, 8, 10, 11, 31, 3108, and I'm going over 2 spots with my decimal. 31.08 square feet. The bulletin board comes in pieces that are 3 feet long. How many pieces would you need to go around the bulletin board below? Alright, since I'm going around, it must be a perimeter problem, so I need all my sides in there. 12 and 12 is 24. 6 and 6 is 12. So it's 36 feet all the way around the bulletin board, but the thing is it comes in pieces that are 3 feet long. So I'm going to take my 36 and divide it up among 3 feet pieces. And if I do, I'll find out that I need exactly 12 pieces. What's the perimeter of the shape below? Perimeter means the distance around, so the thing that I do not need is this height. So I'm just going to add my other numbers together, 6.7, 3.9, 4.8. Make sure you line up the decimals like buttons on a shirt. 1624. My 2, 8, 11, 15. 15.4 inches. How many cubic inches of water will the aquarium below hold? Well, this is a volume question. And volume equals length times width times height. So I'm taking 30 times 50 times 20. One of the things I like to do is just get rid of all my zeros. So there's 1, 2, 3 zeros gone. So I know they're on the end of my answer. Then I just have 3 times 2 times 5. So 3 times 2 is 6. 6 times 5 is 30. 30,000 cubic inches. Which sounds like a huge amount, but a cubic inch is really a fairly small amount. What's the area of this shape below? And since I have a triangle shape, area equals 1/2 times base times height. So 1/2 times the base, which is 3/4, times the height, which on this one is 1/2. Then I just multiply them out. Since I'm multiplying fractions, it's top times top times top. 1 times 3 times 1 is 3 on the top. And on the bottom, 2 times 4 is 8, times 2 is 16, 3/16 square inches. The area of rectangle ABCD is 44 square feet. So the area of triangle ABC is what? Well, what if we just shade in triangle ABC? If you notice, It's half of this rectangle, which is sort of where we get the formula for the rectangle of triangles is half of the base times the height. So half of 44 is just 44 divided by 2, which equals 22 square feet. Circle all of the shapes below that have the same area as shape B. Alright, so we need to find the area of shape B. Area is width times length, so 4 times 6 gets me 24 square centimeters. Boy, that was an ugly S. So I'm looking for any of them down here that are 24 square centimeters. 5 times 5 is 25. Nope. 3 times 8 is 24. There's a winner. 2 times 8, 16. 2 times 12, 24. Another winner. So those two have the same area. There may be some other ones that have the same perimeter, but that's not what the question asked us for. How many of box C will fit in box D? All right. This is a volume problem. So box volume equals length times width times height. So the volume of box C is 3 times 3 times 3. Well, 3 times 3 is 9 times 3, 27. So this takes up 27 cubic inches. Come over to box D, which is quite a bit bigger. I'm going to take the two smaller numbers first, I think. 6 times 3 is 18. Then we got 18 times 12. 36 on top. Marco Polo. 18. 216. So what I need to do is take the 216 and divide it by how many 27s will go in there. There's no 27s in 2, no 27s in 1. So really I'm just at how many 27s in 216. In my head, I'm just going to kind of estimate here real fast. 27 is about the same as 25, which is about the same as 25 cents. How many quarters would there be in $2.16? 8. Let's try that out. 8 times 7 is 56. Carry my 5. 1621. Yep, comes out perfect. 8 of box C would fit in box D. What's the area of the shape below? Area equals half times base times height. And I got 1/2 times the base, which is 4, times the height, which is 6. Half of 4 is 2. 2 times 6 equals 12 square inches. Nice and easy one. The perimeter is 36. How long could sides A and B be? How long could sides A and B be? Okay. Remember, perimeter is the distance all the way around. So you can't use an answer like 20 and 16 because that would only get you halfway around. What I like to do is take the 36, divide it by 2, which is going to get me 18. So that tells me A plus B only halfway around. If I just go halfway, that's going to equal 18. So I just need A plus B has to add up to 18. So my answers could be lots of things. A could be 17 and B 1. A could be 16 and B 2. A could be 15 and B 3. 14 and 4. 13 and 5. 12 and 6. 11 and 7. 10 and 8. 9 and 9. And then we're back to like the opposite answers. A can of paint covers 80 square feet. How many cans of paint would you need to paint the outside of the barn wall below? So while we're painting the outside of the barn wall, if I'm painting, it's going to be an area kind of question. So I'm doing 80 times 20. And I'm going to have 2 zeros. 8 times 2 is 16. 1600. Each can covers 80 square feet. So I got to take the 1600, divide by how much a can does. I can get rid of a 0 on each side. How many 8s in 16? 2. How many 8s in 0? None. It would take 20 cans of paint because 20 times 8 equals 1600. Sort of like what we just did over here when we were finding the area. And what we have here,